Welcome back, everybody. It's December. Isn't that crazy? And for this episode, you have myself, El Toro Fuerte Claus, got the beard and everything. And of course, the one, the only, the dangerous, the funny, the charming, the charismatic, El Shadowhaunt Joker.
Again?
Ah, crap. I did it again. Sorry.
It's the Joker that stole Konami's cards.
Shadowhaunt Joker. I'm gonna get it one of these days. I swear. It's just yeah. How you doing, man?
Well, after that live stream, I'm like, wow, was not expecting that.
Hey, that was good. That was fun too. I was drinking, as you can tell, probably by my comments. But it was a good time. It was a good time. So looking forward to more of those. Our friends, the Unfound Prodigy. Unfound Prodigy is out wandering the streets of Manhattan. God only knows what he's doing.
Probably taking it with the Muppets.
Colby is out on a Christmas caroling adventure, bringing joy to those near him. And casually is eating brownies and chocolate cake and drinking his homemade eggnog, which I really, really want. I was going to drink some eggnog. I went into the refrigerator. We had 2 things of eggnog in the refrigerator up until this morning. Completely empty now. Thank you, Vegeta. So it looks like I'm just drinking whiskey tonight by itself. So, but I know you said you were going to sing us a little song, right, Mariah Carey?
Whoa. Now, let me explain something to all the people out there in the audio land and visual land. As you know, me, Unfound, and Casually are of the African American persuasion and domination. We don't sing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. The song that makes us want to put up that tree is by The Temptations, and it starts with a little bit of this. In my mind.
Oh, yeah, you had me going there for a minute. I thought you were going to keep going.
See, it makes you want to go and put up the tree or something.
I'll do the Mariah Carey sing so I can say, all I want for Christmas is you.
And
hey, you like that, huh? Gotta do it. I love Mariah Carey. Always been a fan. Don't care if people hate her song. Don't care. I still love it.
I don't hate her. I'm just like, does it got to be played that much?
That's true. For anybody in retail, yeah, I feel you. So, yes.
6 times in 2 hours. No.
Yeah, I don't listen to the radio, but I do listen to Spotify. And for those of you who haven't heard, there's a new song by the amazing, the phenomenal CRÈME and Spinner Sonny called El Toro Fuerte.
He
Big
gets a song, but I get the cards.
Works out for me, man. You got some fire. We're gonna cover that in a little bit. I pulled some fire myself recently, as you can see here. I got my El Dorado Mystic Mine. Thank you, Big 3 Deals. All right, so let's move into shout outs. First, I want to shout out the man Dulian himself, doing a lot of great things in the Digimon world. So if you're into Digimon, follow Dulian and the Collector's Vault. Then I've got the amigo, motherfucking Mark, Wrestling Mark, the Burial Ground podcast. He's got things going. He's going to be coming out with a few new things, and then I may make a small appearance here and there as well. So, yeah. Harley's Toys and Comics. Huge shout out. Congratulations on the grand reopening, the successful reopening during Black Friday. Hope you had a lot of fun. And yeah, I wasn't able to make it, unfortunately, but I was able to make the private opening, which did my little Matrix video. And I will be making an announcement tomorrow, which will be December 5th with Harley. So you won't hear this until Monday the 6th anyway, probably. but I will be doing a weekly giveaway. Now, this will be designed for people who are struggling. Go in there if you're having trouble making ends meet, getting gifts for your kids. Go in there, browse a little bit, make a wish list, a few things, and every week I'll try my best to grant. I'm going to grant at least one wish. If I can grant two, I will. But I'm going to do that through the 25th. So looking forward to working with Harley's on that. Joker, shout outs for you, my friend.
First of all, and this will be probably the only time I say, I'm gonna give a shout out to motherfucking Mark, because for the first time ever, someone got the reference along with El Toro Fuerte about me talking about a wrestler named the Cat. No one else knows who the Cat is, and it's a travesty. Come on now, he could beat you in under 3 minutes and still strut out the ring like nothing happened. That's talent.
Yep,
and then, of course,
my feet and hands are registered weapons. Ernest the Cat Miller.
Exactly. Now, once we get some more of them, I'll gladly come back and watch wrestling. Now, for the rest of my shout outs, there's Bumblebee, there's Tracy Cakes, Julian TV, Melrose, Easy Mahe. Once per turn, I'll gladly see you soon. And last but not least, to D&D, my nephews, to my nieces that I haven't seen in a while. And that's about it. You all know who I want to thank. And of course, Flipside Gaming, East Greenbush, and Clifton Park. Thanks for the hookup.
Hey, right on, man. Now, Ernest the Cat Miller, going back to him, his big run was in WCW. Now, when he went to WWE, I think that was during the time they got bought out, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
They bought him out. And I mean, his biggest thing in WWE, unfortunately, was dancing at the Royal Rumble and then getting thrown out. But the man could move. Not only could he whip your ass, but he had some good dance moves. And I remember that song. I always loved it because they used it. Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
I love this song. And I love that segment where he was dancing. Somebody call my mama. Sorry. Had to throw that out there. Misused talent, but he was amazing. So, yes, he was great. And those other wrestlers you listed were fun. So, yeah, maybe we'll have to dive in on that wrestling podcast ourselves. Mm-hmm.
I know. Because ask yourself this. When was the last time you ever heard of the name Prince Iakea?
It's been a while. You know,
exactly.
The biggest thing that comes to my mind with him is when Chris Jericho was reading his list of holds. And I think that's who was coming out for a match after that, wasn't it? Was
yes.
Prince Iakea?
I had all these like special holds, and then he had a list of special holds, and 95% of them was arm drag. And I'm like,
yeah. Chris. That was a good segment. Good old Chris Jericho back in the day. Nowadays, I don't watch AEW. I probably will. I hear good and bad. I've seen good and bad and ugly, but that's WWE too. So wrestling as a whole, you need to work before I start watching.
At least it's not TNA.
Oh, wrestling. All right, whiskey. Don't fail me now. All right, so let's talk about Maximum Gold. That's, I mean, pretty cool set. I'm gonna start with the good and the good. The good, of course, Mystic Mine. A lot of other good things in there. I ended up buying a display from Big 3 Deals because my kids and I were extremely bored over that Thanksgiving weekend. Won't get into the details, but it was fun. It was fun to open packs. They had a good time. I don't want to open packs again anytime soon. I got it out of my system, and it really didn't do much for me, but it did for the kids. I got my Mystic Mine. They got a bunch of other stuff for their collections, and we're good. Joker, what about you, man? What did you like about Maximum Gold?
I couldn't get any, but not for the lack of trying. It just got bought out. And from what I've seen,
yeah,
there was a guy, and this still makes me laugh. He was sitting there bragging up a storm that he was going to pull some high end stuff. And then he was going to hold a couple of packs, you know, for like $30, $40. We're sitting here like, dude, just open them. So he's selling off some of his for like $40.
Yeah.
Some of us got annoyed. And I kid you not, he takes the last pack, opens it, and how do you pull 3 Mystic Minds in one blister?
What?
That's what we were trying to figure out. It's like, okay, first pack Mystic Mind, Mystic Mind again, Mystic Mind in the last one. We just sat there like, dude, you got 3 Mystic Minds from your last one.
That is the luckiest man in the world. I would have loved to have had that pack.
He got so mad. I handed him some matches and said, you know what you have to do.
No.
He didn't burn the Mystic Mind. No, he just left them in the store and someone else took them. But everybody else was laughing because he's just sitting there like, how? I said, Konami has spoken. Karma has bitten you back.
Yeah, well, and in my case, I open a whole freaking display and only pull 1 Mystic Mind. Okay, so let's get into the bad with Maximum Gold. Short prints. Konami, cut the crap, man. Come on. You know what? But I blame the player base for this because you guys and I bought it, but everybody buys this stuff in buy, consume. And Konami has no reason to not short print and also not print with quality. Let's talk about the quality, man. I've seen some really, really dog crap, awful, ugly misprints, just awful. And good cards like Vertanaconda, just really nasty lines all over it. The gold's flaking off, chipping, and you have like it's awful. Okay. Get it together, Konami. People are paying good money. They're buying your crappy product in mass constantly because you throw in a Blue Eyes White Dragon or whatever. Do right by your people. That's all I'm saying.
I saw a foil list, and yes, this will make you cry, and we'll take a moment of silence for it. A foil list access code talker. Only thing that was like holographic was the gold lettering. I'm like, what is this?
Get it together, Konami. Yeah.
I'm still to this day like, is this legal? No foil at all. Just it was not even holographic. Just the letters on top.
Awful.
Everything else was just gone.
Awful. Yeah. Yeah. That's bad. That's bad. Get it together, guys. And I know it's not it's not a huge problem in the grand scheme of things. It's probably a very low percentage as far as what people purchase. But at the same time, when you see it, you cringe a little bit, and you got to feel for the people who open those. Because let's face it, you're either buying them to sell, buying them to collect, or buying them to play with. Either way, it doesn't do anybody any good when you print crap like that and people open it. Can't really sell it unless you're one of those people who tries to sell it and say, hey, limited misprint. And you got those gullible people who still pay more for it. Don't do it. If you're looking to collect it, I guess it depends on what kind of collector you are. If you like the perfect mint cards and you want to get them graded, not good for you. But if you like the weird, misprinted, ugly ones, then they're great. All more power to you. And if you're playing, how does that even work? Do you know how it works? Like if you have like some jacked up card and you go to a tournament, are they gonna let you use it?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I've never used like jacked up cards like that.
Be a good question. If anybody knows, my man Fusion Yugioh, shout out. If you know the answer to that, let us know in the comments. Would love to know the answer. Just saying.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and misprint. If you know anything about it, because I know you've seen the podcast a couple of times, let me know. Do they actually allow misprints of that caliber to be used in tournaments?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting question. Would like to know that for sure. Overall, wasn't bad, wasn't great, could have been better. The one the one thing that they I mean, we got weather painters, We got a few other ones, but we got no Salomon Great gold cards. I know there's a large Salad player base, Colby being one of them. And me, I don't like Salad. But at the same time, you got to wonder, where the heck are the gold Salad cards? We should have them by now, right?
Yes, it's been past due.
Yeah.
They've been reprinting almost everything else. They should at least have, and this is in theory, by market standards, they should have at least 3 gold foils.
Yeah.
Just 3.
I mean, we got weather painters, for crying out loud.
I have yet to hear anyone running weather painters.
I've been wanting to build that deck for a very long time. I still don't know how to play it.
Neither do I. They just sit there.
Yeah. Oh, you have them. Okay.
Only a couple.
All right. Yeah, we have a few, and a friend of Colby's, friend of mine, Silver Crow, Nate, he's run them. That's where I first saw them, and I love the way it plays. It kind of plays, I don't want to say similar to S Force, but it has the whole column and that type of control, and it's really cool once you get it going. So I like that kind of deck. Probably not when I'm drinking though. All right. Let's talk about Brothers of Legend. Joker, you did a stream, which we were referencing earlier. And that was a fun stream, by the way. So if you guys want to check out some fun streams, go hang out with the Shadowhaunt Joker on Twitch. He'll be announcing it. If you follow him on Twitter, you follow him on Instagram, you're going to know about it. Come check him out. You can most likely catch myself in the comments, Unfound Prodigy, that dude Colby, maybe even casually, and an occasional bot. But we'd love to get more people in there and have some fun. And you can watch Colby and I go at it with our Mystic Mind and Salomon Great talk. So, anyhow, take it away, Joker.
You know, this card keeps pulling up every time I get it.
Congratulations. That is beautiful. I saw
it's like every time it's in a set or something, I'm going to pull it. I have yet to pull the OTS one. But come on.
Now, question is, have you opened any OTS packs?
No, because our locals stopped doing it.
There's your answer. That's the only reason that you have not been able to pull one. I would put money. If I were a betting man, I'd say if you even had one, that would be the one that had a forbidden droplet in the OTS pack.
Exactly.
So we got to figure out a way to get Joker some OTS packs. Maybe I'll get you some for Christmas.
I'm just trying to get me some El Dorado so I can get me some of those gold foils.
Oh, yeah. So, Brothers of Legend, tons of Karibo, beautiful set. Everything looks amazing. I despise Karibo, and I told Unfound Prodigy that I would talk about it on the podcast. So, way back in the day when I used to play with my amigo Randy, we would go to tournaments, have fun. And I remember one time he pulled an original Karibo in a pack, and he put it in every deck that he built. And he only had one deck. He would just make changes to it. And we would duel. I'd go hang out with him at his house. He'd come over to my house. We would duel, watch football, whatever. And I can't count. I lost track how many times I would go in for game and he would throw that damn Karibo from his hand and avoid it. And I would say more than half the time he did that, he was able to come back and beat me. And we had a good rivalry. We haven't played each other in years. I still talk to him. We talk Steelers football a lot. But he'll send me a picture of that damn Karibo every now and then. So there you go. That's the reason why. That's what Karibo did to me. That's how he hurt me. Little fuzzy evil heretic.
I got one for you that's going to make you go, what the hell?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
So me and a buddy of mine, we were playing like a few rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I was using a weird assortment of Noble Knights, and he was using a Fairy and Dragon deck. And I told him I was going to personally destroy Blue Eye Shining.
Oh.
And so he finally dropped it out. He wasn't paying attention to my back row. And this is what happened. Blue Eye Shining's on the field. And I basically pulled a God of War 2 on him. I was like, go ahead. You got this one. I can't do nothing about it. Just go ahead and attack and end the game. He's like, attack for 6,500. Karibo. Negated. Ready? Activate counter trap, chivalry. Negate him and destroy. He hit the floor mad as hell because he's like, wait, can that? Yes, it's a counter trap.
Nice.
And it's during the battle phase. No! Let's just say that was the last time he used that deck. And awesome. Also, Karibo was perma-banned.
Oh, you guys had your own ban list, huh?
He personally stated Karibo is perma-banned.
Oh.
Not the counter trap, but the Karibo, because I wouldn't have gotten it off unless Karibo was played first.
That is awesome, but more reason for me to hate Karibo. I feel his pain many times over. But to counter that, my friend Randy really hates Cannon Soldier and Ceasefire because that used to be a way I'd finish a duel. That and what was the limiter removal, the quick play that doubles the attack of all machines. Yes. This was back in pre-GOAT days when you had Jinzo was like the main monster of anybody's deck. But I threw in a Jinzo, I threw in a Barrel Dragon, and a Cannon Soldier. So I had 3 machines. So if I had Jinzo and Cannon Soldier, not only could I double the attack, which usually finished the game, but then I could just fire them all off and an extra 1,000 damage to seal the deal. Ceasefire if I needed it. He would get so mad.
Oh my.
Can't tell how many times Ceasefire took out one of either his Cyber Jar or his Fiber Jar. Loved it. So we had our back and forth shots back in the day. Anyhow, back to Brothers of Legend. A lot of cool stuff. The Utopias. I see a lot of people doing their claim sales. Overall, looks like a fun set. You know, if you're a fan of Karibos, great, good for you. Looks like you get a lot of fun support. I think it's a cool set. I've always liked the Battles of Legend. This is Brothers of Legend, whatever it is. Nothing I necessarily want. Although you did pull that Grandpa card. I have no idea what the heck it does or what it's for. But just the fact that it says Grandpa in it, I mean, like,
yeah, it's for the Princess Cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna read it, but I was looking at it and I'm like, wait, this is for an old archetype that barely had any play. And I'm actually looking to see if I have any Princess Cologne cards. I'll throw them in the pot for you if I do.
Well, thank you.
But that was interesting.
Yeah, and what's even more interesting is still no extra salad reprint.
Oh, you had to go there.
I'm vouching for you, Colby. I'm not taking shots at salad players. I'm saying, Konami, what the heck, man? Our salad players need some gold. They need some fancy, shinier cards.
Pull the draw card for the birds.
There you go. Oh,
and wherever I pull a certain other card, the Biru is sure to follow.
The Rock. If you smell.
If you smell. What the Rock is cooking. Oh, man, I can't do it. I just did that.
People's eyebrow. No, can't do it. Anyways.
Yeah, can't.
You had an amazing pool. You had some amazing pools, and that was awesome. That was fun to watch. So, guys, definitely tune in. Brothers of Legend out now. Everybody's doing their claim sales. Oh, speaking of the Meta Bros, they were doing a claim sale the other night, and I did buy. And I said I wouldn't buy singles and packs, whatever. Gone against that. I bought their alternate art IP Masquerena, and I bought 2 more Mystic Minds to complete my gold set. So thank you, Meta Bros. They're actually selling. I saw their post. They're actually selling Eldorado, and it's actually fairly good price. So you might want to check them out.
Exactly.
I'll see about it. Maybe I'll send you one from them as a Christmas present. We'll see. I'm in the giving mood right now. Plus, I'm drinking, so I'm dishing out Christmas presents to a lot of people right now. They're like, "What the hell's El Toro?"
If I got me some El Dorado, I'd be doing a live stream of that.
Yeah. Well, very cool, man. El Dorado overall pretty good. Now, we did get some. We haven't done a Q&A in a very long time, but we recently got some questions. So I'm going to let you answer these. So the first question is, when do you think it's time to hang up a deck and make a new one in Digimon?
This has been something that I've been asked quite a bit because, as you know, I'm now a not 6-time, but a 7-time champion. Locals, not store champion, just locals. But we're now at the end. We're now into BT 6, starting a new format and everything. I could keep making that deck just shine. But at the same time, it's like, there's new stuff now. There's other decks to try. Sure, I'm winning with this one, but shouldn't I try to like get better at the game, learn a new format, learn some new tricks, not be a one-trick pony? So to me, now's the best time because everything's affordable.
Yeah.
And there's so many different decks you can try. Yes, I can add old cards, but some of this new support runs by itself. So for me, now's the time for me to brush it off. Since I gotta work a little bit more hours and whatnot, I can just sit at home, plan my own strategies. Then when I actually go into tournaments, push on through.
Yeah.
I don't need to sit on one deck and just live on the glory days. I can actually try to get better so that I can go to like regional store championships, maybe get that invite to nationals. Who knows?
Hey.
And maybe work up the chance and momentum to challenge Julian. Not yet, but once I'm actually better at the game. Just for a little fun.
Julian will be up for it. He will definitely be up for it.
I'll wear the black tie or red tie.
Awesome. So no, that's good. Thank you. And so in terms of doing that, I mean, what would you say during a format change would be a good time to change it up, or what would you say I guess the shelf life is on a Digimon deck based on your experiences at locals and kind of what you've seen on the big tournament scene?
I say if you're dead set on the deck, 2 months. But if you're not sure and you want to just test the waters, I say 3 weeks. If the deck is at its peak and it can't go any further and you're starting to notice that little decline, go to a new deck then. But if your deck is like really rocketing up the scoreboards and it's getting you closer and closer to that in-game goal, ride it out. Then if it's starting to just decline and it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, everybody's playing this format, the deck's dying, maybe I should switch it up. Yeah. Try a little switch up, and a week after that switch up, let it go. Besides, it can come back later. It's not like it's going to just be canned completely.
Like Yugioh during a ban list release?
Yeah. I mean, right now we got a deck that literally says one card, you can have up to 50 of them in the deck.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Eosmon. Everybody's going to have an Eosmon deck. They're not going to all run it, but you know everybody's got one.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the fun of it.
Why not?
And like surprisingly, people are actually winning with Eosmon. And it's one of the cheapest decks you can make.
So it's more like a salad deck then, when Salad was released.
Actually, it's more like a Exodia Turbo deck right now. If you use some of the basics. not the excessive cards like Pot of Extrav or anything like that. If you're just using like small basic ones to burn through the deck and whatnot, there you go.
Interesting.
And I will say this, to me, purple is the deck that gets your foot in the door. I will say that it's the deck that'll get your foot in the door. Now, if you want a deck that's gonna like smash the door down, I can't tell you because I'm still at getting my foot in the door.
Okay.
But I think it might be blue.
Yeah. Well, that should be fun. All right. Well, there you go. There you have it. You have a little bit more incentive to play Digimon. Just based on what I've seen, it's a fun game. Interactive with your opponents. It's not one turn and done, solitaire. And the decks seem to last a little bit longer than Yu-Gi-Oh! In formats. So I like it. I'm afraid to start buying. I know I'd said I'd start playing it, but see, here's my deal. I have a very addictive personality when it comes to collecting stuff. So I buy something, Yu-Gi-Oh! Example. I have so many freaking decks. It's not even funny. I can build any deck I want, but I don't. Same thing with Digimon. I think if I were to start playing Digimon, I'd probably get hooked and just start. I would want to build a deck of each color, and then you have different types of deck of each color. I didn't. Yeah. So that's one of the things that's preventing me. Anyhow.
Yeah. But there's one thing I can say about Digimon that I can't say about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
In Digimon, all you got to do, and I've actually did a little bit of the math on it. If you buy 2 boxes of each set and 2 decks of each color, you don't really need to buy but so much after that. My deck, other than the one card that's like $50, the deck itself is anywhere between $100 alone, flat out. The bare minimal of cards that are in the deck aren't anything but like 8 to 10. Yeah.
Not bad.
Now,
Considering,
if you take this,
go ahead. I was like, that's not bad. The price.
Yeah. If you take that into consideration, think about like Dragon Link. Then you got to keep rotating it, put some more stuff in, rotate some of the stuff out. You're going to constantly spend $100 into that deck. But the purple deck that I got, I could take 3 cards out now, put 3 cards back in. Some of those cards will only be 40 cents to maybe $2 instead of it being like 3 to 15, depending on the format change. For you, the most expensive deck per se would be ones that are called security control. You can do the bare minimum decks of any color and do it as a rookie rush, and it would be anywhere between $50 to $100 depending on how you want to run it. And you don't have to run alternate art cards either. You can just run them at basic. So in theory, you could spend a grand total of $2,000 in Digimon, have every deck that you want, and you can alternate it between its basic rookie rush or its control base, rather than you spending $2,000 to $4,000 in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then when the ban list hits, you got to rotate stuff out, get the alternates, and then you got to get the high-end stuff beforehand because, you know, you got to wait a year for it to get reprinted. So all in all, Digimon's kind of a safe investment.
Better bang for your buck, indeed. I mean, there are decks that are well over $1,000 for Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's insane. Meta decks. So that's another reason I'm looking forward to Master Duel, which, if I'm not mistaken, we should be hearing about anytime soon, right? Because I hadn't heard squat about it.
22nd of December, we're supposed to know.
I'm waiting. So here we are. Today's December 4th when we're recording this, and nothing yet. So maybe we'll hear something soon. Got another question. Here you go. I'm gonna let you run this too because you're the seller of the group. When should you cut off TCG Player during the holidays and then turn back on? Interesting question. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm gonna let you run with this.
This one has been asked numerous times. Now, as people don't know, during the holiday season, there's a cutoff where it's like December, such and such day. If you're not mailing it now, you're not going to get the stuff by Christmas, so on and so forth. It because they got to do that little priority rush. Anything that's high priority goes first, then second rate, third rate, and basic. Mostly everybody's trying to get that high priority in. And as far as it goes, like regular with tracking, it could sit there for the whole 12 days. You don't want that because sometimes they do get lost. And to some sellers, if you're not packaging it right, that card is as good as gone. I've seen it numerous times last year. Cards so packaged. Colby is a witness. If he was here, he would say. And then, of course, to sellers, yeah, you want to buy those cards out real quick, but you're picking a bad time. Other things are coming out, and other things are more important to them. Boxes, cases, those stuff is what the high priority is. Individual singles, no one's really gonna mind them too much. They get lost in the mail. So my cutoff is December 15th. At that point, I'm mailing them out because the day after that, it's basically take the wheel at that point.
Yeah.
You don't know, I won't know. So I cut off at December 15th. I turn back on my TCG player January 3rd. Now, for some people, it's like, that's lost revenue, though. I'm not Ruxin. I'm not these other big Yugi tubers who actually has the market, like TCG Player, where they can have them mail it out for me and then I just reimburse them. I don't have that. So for me, I'm looking at it like this. I still got a job. My money isn't based off of just TCG Player.
Yeah.
I can miss a few weeks of TCG Player money, but I can't afford losing the card, losing the money, and then I got to try to make it up. If Ruxin and any of them lost the card, TCG Player will help them make it up. They actually have a way to like send out a card and then he just mails it to their warehouse later. So for people like me and anyone else that's just selling to sell, cut it off at the 15th. The danger zone is cutting it off at the 18th. That's what they won't tell you. 18th is when it's like, you in trouble. And some people will sit there and say, hey, that's not the case because I can mail it at the 20th and it'll still get there. And yeah, but that's a lucky thing.
Yeah.
You're not always guaranteed that. And there's lots of people that will write, my card got damaged, my card got lost, my card got wet. This person didn't send it on time. I want my money back. You never know. In this day and age, I'd rather be careful than crazy.
Yeah.
Even though I am. But January 3rd, January 5th, January 7th, cut it back on. Get yourself started again. Plus, by the time you get some of that stuff sold by the 15th, you should have some money coming in from TCG Player. Not a lot, but just enough.
Yeah.
So there you go on that. All I'm saying is if you're not affiliated with TCG Player itself in their warehouse, cut it off at the 15th. Then January 3rd, if you really need the money. January 5th, if you're still getting money in. January 7th is the standard. All right, I'm back. Trust me, it'll be worth it in the long run.
Good advice. Good advice. There you go. Take it with a grain of salt. Be honest. Take care of your customers. If you're a customer, be honest with your buyers. They're out there trying to make money. Be good to each other. Keep the community tight because as we've seen recently, there's always some POS scammer. Not going to get into details, but if you follow certain accounts on Instagram, you know all about it. Longtime trusted seller disappeared, ripped a lot of people off, thousands of dollars. Whew, man.
That
Anyhow,
happened to me though.
yeah, no, you and me both, man. I'm always leery. Even now, I've kind of limited my who I buy from because it's just I don't know, man. You just can't trust people, and it's bad for everybody. When there's one, if you come along as a good seller, and there's been people that there's one person that I recommended and highly vouched for, who ended up ripping people off. That's the person I'm talking about. I'm not going to drop their name because they don't deserve it, and there's not necessarily a whole lot of firm proof. But at the same time, I don't want to deal with that crap. I don't want to make the podcast about that. So yeah,
Right.
moving on. Let's get our hot topic. So recently on Twitter, as I like to scroll through, and if I see something I don't like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so offended. Oh, did I retweet it? No, I'm kidding. I don't. I just keep scrolling like a normal person. Guys, throw up for this from a day and age where you don't get offended very easy. I highly recommend it. It save yourself so much stress and ridiculousness. Just if it's something you don't like, something offends you, oh, okay, cool. I disagree, but I don't have the time or energy to be fighting on a fake place called Twitter. Come on, guys, find something you love and do that instead of being miserable and crying on Twitter. Anyways, all right, hot topic. This person writes, I don't say co-money often. It's usually cringe or used wrong, but a meta staple in demand as a 3 of with no unlimited printing, an OTS upgrade gets less than a 3 per case ratio average in a set that juices itself each year past MSRP like clockwork. That's co-money for you. They got a picture of Forbidden Droplet. Huh? Let's talk about that. Now you got tons and tons and tons of responses of people who are like, yeah, reprint, short print, Konami Riley ripping me off. That's what I'm talking about. I hate the game. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. The player base is to blame. Here's why. Because you guys always gotta have the fire pools. It's always about all the buying tons of cases. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. If you love opening packs, you love opening packs. Congratulations. I love you. Congratulations. Have fun. But I'm talking about the people who just buy excess stuff. And if you're a seller, great. But that's the problem is, nobody votes with their wallets anymore. People will complain, piss and moan and cry about it. But the best way to do it is to vote with your wallet. Show them with your money. Don't give them your money. Don't give co-money your money. But you got to have the pool. You got to show something. I get it. It's kind of a hard line to follow. That's one of the reasons I quit buying so much sealed product because I'm not feeding into that anymore. Now, I did buy the display of Maximum Gold, pulled some good cards. My kids did. I let them open all the packs. It was fun. I don't know when the next time I buy another display or box or pack, whenever it might not be ever. I mean, who knows? Hard to say. But I'm going to talk more about this. I want to hear your take on that, Joker. What are your thoughts?
First of all, I feel attacked. I'm joking. See, I actually agree with you. And this brings up an old topic that we covered before, where a YouTuber did say that this is the kind of stuff that they didn't like with the whole buying of the excess and whatnot, and people need to stop buying bulk and buy just singles. Now, a part of me agreed with that statement, but at the same time, that person also did a little hypocritical on that because when they were saying it, it's like, yeah, you're saying don't buy packs, buy singles, and then you plug in, by the way, here's my affiliate link, buy from my TCG player because I spend way too much money on packs. It's like, how can you say that?
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. Here's how I feel about the situation. Me, you saw it. One box, pulled the card.
Yeah.
Does this mean that I'm going to sit there and buy cases of this now that I pulled the card? No. At a certain point, I know when to pull back. I can sit here, buy a case if I want to, just because I want to.
Yeah.
I sell it off, I donate cards. I don't really keep it. The fact that I pulled it and you all see it is good enough for me.
Yeah.
Except for War Rocks. Those stay with me. War Rocks for life. But for me, it's like, you all want it. I'm using my luck to pull it for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all want it. Here it is. There you go. Y'all give me the money. I'll keep doing it. So on and so forth. As far as it goes with people buying like bulk after bulk after bulk, is like, at a certain point, when do you stop? I get that you want the card and all, but you spent $3,000 and only pulled two. It's like, when do you sit back and go, I spent $3,000 on a card that is $50 or $90, when you could have just bought those and then bought like a case, and then if you pull it, lucky you.
Yeah.
It's like, at a certain point, you just got to back up.
Yeah.
Think for a moment. Think with your wallet. But some of these people that sit here and do complain, like, that's co-money for you. Some of them, yeah, you're right. They need to quit doing the short print stuff. When we had the unlimited edition, it was better. But then there's some that will sit there and complain about it. And I kid you not, they complain. Man, this is BS. I spent $4,000 and only got one of these. And first of all, you spent $4,000. Why don't you just go buy the card?
Huh?
Just buy the card.
Huh?
No, I'm going to keep opening packs. I'm going to be, no, buy the card. Just buy the card.
Buy the card.
You know it's short print ratio. I mean, they even said it was like one in every 105 boxes or packs to pull that forbidden droplet. I guess I got lucky because I got the first box of the case.
Yes. Probably the only one in the case. Now,
yeah, so far, that's what I'm talking about.
You got to make these cards more available, Konami. And again, I'm not attacking people because everybody has their own reasons for buying cases. I think one of the cases you bought not too long ago ended up being a pretty bad dud as well, and that pissed me off because you weren't the only one. There were several others. I think Once Per Turn was another one who was like, "Man, I'm not buying any more cases because Konami's ripping people off," and they are. These kinds of cards, if you compare the OCG and the TCG, OCG, I don't want to say every card, but there are many, many, many of the high end cards or the meta cards that are printed as a common and available as a common, that you can get them or whatever rarities. They're available to players because they want to expand their player base. They want more people to play the game. They don't want money to get in the way. They're going to make their money regardless. Konami still going to play your game, still going to give you money for Master Duel. Yeah, but I'm going to criticize you on this. And again, Joker and Colby and everybody, they all don't share the same views as me, and that's fine. I'm speaking for myself. El Toro Fuerte. I don't like it. I don't. I really don't. It's. But the problem is they don't care because why? Because all you guys keep giving them your money regardless. That's the hard truth. Some people complain about it, but there they go buying packs. And some people base their content off of it. Chasing Starlight Rares. Some of it's cool. Some of you build a good following. Some of them there's just not that many views. And ask yourself a question. Is it worth it? Is it worth spending all that money just to not even make half your money back? Again, You got your reason. You spend your money on what you want to spend it on. But I know a lot of you out there are very intelligent, very smart, and can create a lot of original content without doing pack openings. Some of you like doing it and keep doing it. If you love doing it, do it. Ignore me. Who gives a crap what I think, right? I'm just speaking my mind. It's just my opinion. If you disagree, that's great. You're allowed to disagree. I quit doing it. To me, it just wasn't fun anymore, and I didn't want to feed into that machine. Still gonna buy singles. Still gonna spend money. Still gonna support sellers. I'm sending Joker some money because I want to buy a couple of his cards. So we need you guys. We really do. But at the same time, I made a choice a while back not to do that. And that was my choice. If you want to choose to buy it, do it. I'm going to kind of leave it, open down the middle because, there's too many factors in why people buy cases, buy boxes, buy packs. They have fun, whatever it is. It's not fun to me anymore. I like doing podcasting and doing some humorous stuff, content. I get bored easy, and I'm rambling because I'm had a couple of these already. Joker, give me some more thoughts.
Me, in all honesty, I'm not that good of a duelist in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm good enough, but I'm never going to be like Colby and a bunch of the others. They got this down to a science and math. Me, I'm just like, well, these cards go together. I'll make a deck with it. But I have extremely good luck. So I open packs. I made my promise to myself. Yes, I'm going to be a pack opening channel. I'll also do like some Digimon stuff. And now I put video games into it. But I'm not going to sit here and just spend thousands and thousands saying I'm going to do that chase card because Lightning Overdrive put something in perspective to me. Yes, I spent a lot of money doing the packs and whatnot. Here's the thing. Even though one of my cases was just trash, all in all, I did make back the money with a little bit of interest. I was lucky. There was a couple of my teammates that was trying to open packs who spent $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, and I was like, no, don't. And they did. Fox Den. I can actually use that name. They no longer go by it anymore. Fox Den actually spent $6,000, and it was crippling.
Ooh.
They pulled nothing.
Oh.
The most expensive card they pulled out of Lightning Overdrive was like $30 now. They pulled at least 13 Ready Rose Dragons. Nothing else mattered. They pulled Dark Honest. They pulled that other Radiant Dragon.
Yeah.
Nothing of merit. They were so mad, they were praying to pull a War Rock card. That's how bad it was.
Desperation.
It was like, just pull me a War Rock card. That way I can give it to Shadowhaunt Joker. He'll give me a couple of cards. I'm like, yes, just pull at least 5.
Get some more rocks.
3 War Rocks. That was it. Yeah, they pulled the Ultras, the Supers, but it crushed them. They decided, you know what? Magic the Gathering and Pokemon seem to be more profitable.
Digimon. Digimon. Okay. I've seen numerous Digimon box openings, and it seems like even the worst openings are still great. Like, they're not that bad. They're not bad. They're like, you get good cards. You're guaranteed good cards, and there's none of this. It just irritates me, man, because people used to be able to get full sets in a case of specific cards. Not always. If they were chasing like a Starlight Rare or some other card, wouldn't always get it, but you were always able to get at least a full set out of a case of most cards. That was probably 3 years ago. Then all the content creators started trying to outdo each other. buying more boxes, buying cases, doing openings, competing for viewership. And yes, it's true. I know this because I've spoken to a lot of you, not nobody on here on the podcast. You're all out trying to do bigger and better. We're opening 20 cases, 20 boxes, whatever it is. And then Konami says, oh, all right, they're after these cards. All right, so I'm going to short print this because you guys are spending all that money buying cases now. Before you used to buy packs, then boxes, then cases. Now you're buying multiple cases. And people are buying multiple cases and still not pulling a play set of specific cards. What the hell, man? Should not be the case. Digimon, was it Bandai, right? Bandai Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got it down. You guys are being smart about that. And eventually it's going to come to a point, and it's already started to happen. Players, they're always going to love Yu-Gi-Oh. They're always going to follow it. They're always going to come back to it every now and then. But you're going to be losing a lot of your player base, a lot of your market share to Digimon, to Card Fight Vanguard, to Magic the Gathering. And of course, Pokemon will never, ever go away, and it shouldn't. But new kid on the block, Digimon, they'll be having their big tournament. They're already having their big tournaments. It's already competing for market share with Yu-Gi-Oh! And it should, because they are doing it right. What you get for your money is way better than what Co-Money is doing. But it ain't ever going to stop because you all won't stop. Now I'm going to stop.
I will throw in this, though. To anyone that wants to buy cases and whatnot, I'm not knocking you for doing it because I do it too.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, yes, you can buy one case, two case, okay, fine. But if you're sitting here and you know for a fact you got to make that money back or else you're in trouble, don't be buying $4,000 worth of this stuff trying to be like any of the big name YouTubers. That's not putting them down either. They have the money and resources to do it. You don't. Don't sit here and do it and you have no contingency plan to sell later on. I got lucky. And I'll say that numerous times. That's why you see the 4-leaf clovers. I get lucky to make some of that money back. Some people aren't guaranteed. So when it comes down to it, think. If it's past that limit of, I need to make this back or else stuff's going to hit the fan, don't do it. But if it's, okay, I can do this, I got money to burn, it ain't going to hurt me, do it with consideration. You're not guaranteed a $100 card, but you are guaranteed cards. That's how I see it. Yep. I pull for the glory of pulling, and then you see, oh, wow, he pulled it. I'm proud for him. That's all that it's for. It isn't for me to go, hey, I pulled it. You can too. I'm not a used car salesman. I am not going to sell you anything like that.
Yeah, no, that is good advice. And there, a few years ago, Team APS spoke on that exact same topic. They said, if you're just starting out, you don't try and compete with the big guys, because chances are the big guys are sponsored by somebody, either a store or Konami themselves. They're getting boxes, they're getting discount, whatever it is. They have more access to this stuff. So you, as a startup, says, I want to do that. I want to get 300,000 followers and be like these big guys. You go out there and you buy out a store, you buy out a Walmart, you buy cases. And eventually you're gonna start to realize it, because I've seen it happen. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh content creators who base their stuff on case openings, you run out of money, you disappear, they fall off the map. It happens. It happens. Don't fall into that trap, guys. A lot of you are smart. You can do whatever the heck you want to do with your content. Open packs, open cases, but add some other content to it, so you're not always having to rely on the next set, because we know that supply issues don't exist in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You don't want to be relying on that. If you're a content creator and you base it solely on openings, sometimes you're going to struggle because of these delays and shortages and whatnot. So I know you're all very talented. I believe in you all. You can come up with additional content.
I'm being glitched.
The Joker glitch.
Oh no.
All right. We're gonna wrap it up now that Joker's glitching out.
I guess Konami has heard us.
They'd be coming after me. It's the mystic mind that's protecting me from Konami. See that?
Hang
All
on.
right, Joker. We're gonna call you Rainbow Joker with all the different colors you got on the screen there.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. Joker, where can the viewers and listeners find and interact with you?
Well, you can find me at Shadow Glitch Joker now. That'll be the next name on the podcast. But you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Shadowhaunt Joker, Instagram at Silvereyed Poet, and you can find me here on the Undisputed Combo podcast. Oh, now I'm glitching.
He's all over the place right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this. Oh man, this is funny.
Epilepsy warning.
Yeah. The power of Yugioh compels you. The power of Mystic Mind compels you. All right.
There.
So for our friends who are not here, you can find our friend casually side decking on Instagram. He doesn't post a whole lot, but you can interact with him. He welcomes you too. Casually side decking is the name on Instagram. Unfound Prodigy. You can find him on Twitter, Prodigy_Unfound. Instagram, Unfound Prodigy. Also on YouTube, also on the podcast. And our friend Colby, that dude Colby, TDC_YGO on Instagram. On the channel, Team Fuerte Gaming on the podcast. Myself, _El Fuerte on Instagram. I'm not going to give out my Twitter, but if you find me on there, you can follow me. I'm very boring. Although I have been active a lot more talking wrestling with Joker and Mark. Thank you all for listening. Mr. Joker, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Guys, we miss you. Hopefully get you back next week. Everybody, thanks again. We'll talk to you very soon.